Hiya, quick check-in, it's Tej. Right, so I was down today, 1.2, so I was pretty well happy about that. I was expecting the release hopefully soon because there was a bit of a blockage and that's been released. Um, so yeah, I'm back in the 130s now. Like I said on my status earlier, that I should be really happy about that because that was one of my goals. I think my goal for this round actually was about 137. Never got there, obviously. Um, but part of me is a little bit disappointed in me because when I got to goal years ago, and it's really difficult because I got to goal, I got to a weight that I never ever thought I'd ever get to. So initially when I started the journey, my goal was 150, or to get back into the prom dress that I wore at high school, and I got there and I went well past it. So that was like 150. And my lowest weight was 121. And I felt it, I breathed it, I lived it, I saw it. And there's a part of me now that always wants to go back to that weight. Now, whether that was realistic for me, no, because I never lasted long there. I got there, I got to 121 once for about 3 or 4 weeks. And then after that, the lowest I got to was 125 and stayed there for a few weeks. But for the most majority of it, my body's comfortable in the 130s. I think I'd gone too far. Now, when I got to that lowest weight, I think I'd lost about 90 odd pounds altogether, of which about 10 to 15 to 20 pounds of it was with Weight Watchers and the rest of it was with HCG. And so it's about 80 something pounds with HCG. So for the most part, I've kept most of it off. I've kept a good 80 pounds of it off. But that last 20 pounds, where it is the lowest that I got to, if I had never seen it, it wouldn't have bothered me because I never ever thought I'd get to the size that I am now because I've never been this size, to be honest, not even as a kid. So it is difficult. And I watched Katie's vlog yesterday that really hit home that, if she could bottle up that outlook and energy that she has, and even MJ, the wisdom, Jenny's as well, actually, those 3 vlogs really hit home to me recently because they have this aura about them and this wisdom and, this newfound, love for life that I am struggling with because for me, it's still about micromanaging my food. To keep, why am I still driven by a dress size? I don't know. And that is the only way that I've kept the size that I am is because dress size. I refuse to buy bigger than a UK 10. And I'm not sure what's that in the US, 6, 8, 6, something like that. I refuse to buy a bigger size and that's how I keep myself in track, to be honest. Otherwise, I could easily snowball. If I let myself buy a bigger size, I will just snowball and I'll continue and I'll do what I did years ago. I mean, I was a whale for years and years and years. And, for the last 4 years, I've been a completely different person. And I do agree with that whole process. So I am such a different person now than I was 5 years ago, 80, 90 pounds ago. I am definitely a completely different person because I think of food differently, I live differently, I eat differently, and I actually bring my kids differently because of it, because of my struggles that I've had in life. I don't want them to have. It's a difficult journey for me. I haven't found that. I'm happy. I'm happy with what I have got and what I've accomplished and the way I look and feel. There are, and it's difficult because I've got clothes now that I used to fit into that were like a size 8 and a UK 8, so that must be like a 4 or something. And knowing that I can't get back into them at the moment, whether I should throw those away. I mean, maybe that's what I need to do is actually accept where my body wants to be and accept where that not set point, because I still do struggle to stay in the 130s, obviously, because I've just literally jumped back in. But I don't know. I don't know if I can not weigh. I think for some of us out there, it's easy not to weigh. I don't know if I could do that. I think I am a scale whore, and I am a micromanager. I mean, look, I've literally just posted a Fitbit Surge review, and again, that's all about micromanaging myself and my calories and what I eat. So I don't know if I can get to the point where things aren't gonna be. Sorry, my husband interrupted. And I still have a bit of shyness of doing this in front of him. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what I was talking about now, so I'm going to try and make it up. I've not found that inner soul yet. That inner, if Katie can bottle up everything in her head and I could drink it, that'd be perfect. So Katie, do you know what? I'm really proud of where you are and what you're doing, and what's right for you. I've just not found that yet. For me, this is the weight loss journey has not been anywhere close to the realization and the aftermath of the maintenance journey for me. Because for me, it is the maintenance element that I do struggle with, because it's easy to cut stuff out for a while. It is easy. But it's how you live life afterwards. And for me, maybe this is my maintenance way, that every now and then I get jumping around to just reduce some of that weight, because I do love food. And as many of you know, I do like to cook. I like to bake. I like to do a lot of that. So it is a difficult journey for me to say what's right. What's right for me is not going to be right for everybody else. And for me, what's right at the moment is tracking my food. And I try, and I'll get to the point that, give it a few months, I will continue to track, and then some of that stuff will become a habit, and then I'll stop tracking, and then I'll pretty much maintain, and I'll teeter around, and then I'll probably every month or so I'll probably gain maybe £1, and it will slowly work its way up. But my mission this year is to not get back in the 140, so that is my mission. And if I have to watch what I eat and micromanage my food, then I'm okay with it. I've been doing it for the last 4 years, and it's funny because everybody at work they'll sometimes look at something and say, the girl that I sit next to is one of these genetically teeny tiny petite person that is super skinny, has had a baby and is super skinny, and she'll sit there and eat junk all day, and she's still super skinny. So she's one of those that's got a racing metabolism that, the amount that she eats is ridiculous. If I ate that much, I'd be the size of a house. I'd be bigger than what I was. And she'll sit there and she'll grab something and she'll eat it, and she's like, go on then, Tej, how many calories is this? And I'll look at it and I'll think, well, it's got this and this in it. It's probably about, I'd say 250. And she'd then, just out of curiosity, go onto MyFitnessPal and she'll check it. She's like, oh my God, you're right. It's about 269 or something. And so I am known as that, the office, the office feeder, because I feed everybody at work, but that, that insane, obsessed, calorie counting, moron. And, I'm okay with that. That's, if that's how things are going to be for me, then that's fine. I think I've accepted it. And that, for me, that's right. And I'm happy with that, because if that keeps me on track, that keeps me happy. I try and keep my weight down, and it's not for vanity reasons, because if it was vanity reasons, then, I wouldn't gym as much as I would, because instead of gym, I'd just not eat. For me, it's health, because health is key. My parents are both diabetic. My dad's got hypertension. My mum's got now hypertension. My dad has enough pills that he rattles. My brother is severely obese, and it's seeing all those detrimental effects of, the life that we've lived, the food that we used to eat as children. And I see all that, and I don't want that for my children. So I want to stay fit and healthy, so I can take up skiing. Last time I went skiing, I was huge. We went to Canada, and I was absolutely huge, and I struggled to do everything. I struggled to snowboard. I struggled to do absolutely everything. Whereas I'm hoping this time round, it should be a lot easier, because I am that much thinner. You know, I'm 80, 90 pounds thinner than what I was. Now, one of the things that I want to say is that in terms of my weight loss, I think I've said it before, that I try and allow myself that 20 pounds. When I say 20 pounds, it's from like the 30s, not the 120s, because that 10 pound window when I got into the 120s was never ever, it never stuck. I got down there, it never stuck. No, you know, the longest I stayed in the 120s was about maybe 3 or 4 weeks, not even a whole P3. To be honest, because some of that was P2 and the rest of it, you know, like a week or two in P3, and then it just jumped straight up. And I'm not the only one that's been like that. You know, if I think about it, you've got even the people on Biggest Loser, when they weigh in at that, you know, that grand finale, they are the lowest they've ever been. And you look at them now. So, for example, if you look at Olivia, she is about 10, 15 pounds over what she was at that weight there. And I think that's just life. I think when you start living life and introducing like normal foods, you are going to go up a bit. I mean, I hate Susie Chica. She is absolutely amazingly fit, and you know, she's still tiny, but her lowest to what she maintains at is, you know, it is that 5-10 pound window, and I'm okay with that. So I count my 20 pound window from that 10 pound window, if that makes sense. So I've never really counted my 120s as a weight. You know, for me, my ultimate goal, if you look at my Fitness Pal and any of the goal apps that I've got for weight loss, they all say 129.8, because I'd love to be back in that 120s. But is that unachievable? It might be. But if I continue to strive, I need something to strive against. I need motivation, and that's how I tick. I am a very relatively competitive person, so I like having that motivational tick that keeps me going. Now, I've jabbered on for so long now, because this one's 6 minutes. I don't know what the other one was, so I am going to call it a day. But happy releases, everyone. That was just a bit of my mind blurb. But yeah, okay, bye.